So driving home today in my E90 BMW, it was pretty foggy out, so I decided to make sure my lights were on. I know they're automatic, but I just wanted to make sure I could be more visible. And when I went to turn on my lights, this happened. The knob went completely loose. I can push it in as hard as I can, pull it out all the way. Whatever behind it is completely broken. So I thought, this is trash anyways, and instead of ordering one, assuming it's going to be an extremely expensive BMW part, I thought, you know what? Let's take a look at it, let's break it open, and let's see what we're working with. So I went and got my little trim removal tool, and you can this actually comes out very, very easily, just like that. Just holds pins right there, and up there. Don't mind that. Hope I don't have to buy a new one of those because I just dropped it. And this actually just pulls out. I'm just trying to be a little delicate. There we go. Just move it a little bit and then get your little trim tool. There you go. And get this side. There we go. And as you see, well, mine just completely pulled away from that. It looks like we would just push these tabs in. Let's go ahead and get this out. There we go. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Alright, let's take this apart, see if we can fix it. Okay, as you just saw outside, my piece came off. So, good for me, but it's obviously very simple. You just hold these tabs, pull it back out, and it releases. Not a big deal. Okay, so let's figure this guy out. This looks pretty simple. So I just grabbed this little screwdriver. Looks like what we're going to try to do is release these tabs without snapping them. Don't pry up too much. Just get your little screwdriver, wedge her in. I don't know if there's springs or something in here, so I don't want this whole thing to just completely go flying. Okay. Don't know what that is. Okay, this looks like it might have a spring. Nope, nothing. I don't know if you can see in there. It's a little plastic piece. That seems to be my culprit. It's a little plastic piece broke off. Don't know on what. Okay. I think I can see it. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus. So, if I can get this to pinpoint. So, you see there's white plastic way down in there. Trying to get the light to focus. Right in there. So, in there, that white plastic piece hugs this. So the white plastic piece has mushroomed open. So basically spinning on around this. And inside of here, right here, are little teeth. That was one of the teeth that broke off. So I guess what I'm going to try to do now is try to get this knob thing out. And if that's all it is if just because that white piece mushroomed out, I'll just Grab some JB Weld, slap it in there, smack this puppy in there. That's gonna be good to go. I'll save myself a bunch of money. Okay, here's another little tab I forgot. Take this doohickey off. There we go. Okay, that's the little light. Okay, so I'll be able to show you this better now. Right there. So it looks like this. Yeah, this goes in here, and as you see right there, that piece just gave way. So it looks like I just need to JB weld that into there, and then we're golden. But before I do that, and I kind of messed that up, I guess I need to figure out where this thing goes, like what position it is, because that's going to be unfortunate if I glue it in and the position's not right. Okay, so I figured it out. Let me see if I can explain my findings. This shaft right here, it's kind of square, if you can see it on the camera. So is that hole. So, obviously, that goes right there. To figure out the correct position, it's currently, like this part's pointed to 0, there's a 1, 2, there's a 4. So it goes 0, 1, 2, 4. Interesting. Maybe because maybe my fog light buttons are 3 or something. Regardless, so this goes right there. Looking at this has a tiny, tiny little point, basically like an arrow. I look in here, mine is broken, but if I softly collapse that right here, you'll see a little arrow. I don't know if you can see it, but there's basically a little arrow. So that goes right into there. Obviously, to make sure that it's not pointed in the wrong direction, I have this red arrow right here pointed right at 0. And then I just imagine this sitting behind this and sitting it right there, and that's perfect, which is right where 0's at, meaning my lights aren't on. So what I'm going to go do is I'm going to JB weld this really, really nice and good, like that, and then we'll see if we can just get the piece inserted and if it'll work. Alright, so I got some JB Weld, little piece of scrap paper. What I also thought I might try is, after I JB Weld it, I got this tiny, tiny little zip tie. I'm wondering if I can get it around. You see how it's kind of like a cylinder. Wonder if I can get it around and zip tie it. Maybe I'll go grab some little pliers and we'll zip tie it and see if we can get it to hold it in place. So this still doesn't explain the plastic piece. It looks like maybe the tabs just held it in or something. We're not going to worry about that. We know for sure that part's broken. We know if we for sure got to fix it. And I don't know if I want to do the zip tie part. I'm almost wondering if I could just do the zip tie and leave it, but no. Okay, so it rides on this. I couldn't do it. Okay, well, I could always JB weld it and then just, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll JB weld it and then just let that guy sit right there. This is just some I had around, steel reinforced. It says it works on plastic, PVC, so good enough for me. Try not to get it everywhere like I am. Okay, I'm going to leave this like here for, it says 4 to 6 hours for complete dry time. I'll just set it against something and let it sit for that time, and then we'll come back. Okay, so this piece finished drying. I gave it 6 hours like the tube says. It says it sits in a couple minutes, but 6 hours for total time, so I'm not going to play with it. Anyways, so it looks good, but what I want to do, what I decided is, I'm going to fill that cavity with more JB Weld, and then I'm just going to have this piece insert just like that, just to make sure in case that thing breaks in the future, it won't matter. There's going to be so much JB Weld holding both these pieces on, it's never going to come out again. If it ever breaks in the future, I'm obviously going to have to get a new one. But in order for me to get there, I have to kind of assemble it a little bit. So I'm just going to put this in there. Another one of these like fins broke out. What they do is they hold right here to basically stabilize it in here, but this thing ain't going anywhere. So I just looks like BMW over engineering. So all right, I need to make sure that this is lined up perfectly, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of this together. So these nipples go right there. This back part, there we go, perfect. And I want it lined up on 0, just like that. So 0, the reason why I want it lined up on 0 is because 0 means that I should be able to line this up top dead center, excuse me, at the very top like that, and then just push it in and it should go in. So I'm gonna get some more JB Weld going real quick. That's plenty. Okay. So this outer edge on this will ride, it looks like, on the outside of that. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think I'm wrong. Honestly, get this zip tie to here. Honestly, it shouldn't matter how much I fill this, so we're just gonna blop a lot inside of here. Okay, that should be good. Triple check my position. So when this is pushed in there, this will go like that, right on 0. Another tab just fell out. My word. And that's, you can't really see it, but that's the red arrow's pointed right at 0. Okay. So I'm pushing this to push it out as much as I can so I can make sure it firmly grabs onto this. Okay. Yep, that's pushed in there all the way. Okay. I'm gonna get good pressure. Okay. Now let's just get this baby put back together for the most part. That's pretty simple. All right. Feels good. I'm obviously gonna let that sit. There we go. That's how it goes. Don't force anything on. Okay. So this feels good. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let it sit upside down just so gravity kind of keeps the JB weld. I don't know if it's gonna matter. It's pretty sticky. I'm gonna let it sit like this for 6 hours, and then we're gonna install it on the car and see if it works. If not, we're just gonna buy a new one anyways. Okay, I got the part. I ended up letting it dry overnight, so let's go ahead and get this puppy hooked back up. I'll try to do it one-handed. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory. This just goes there. And then I have the vent. Alright, that's in there. Let's grab my keys. Okay, it's on off. There you go. So off. Boom. It works. I just saved myself a bunch of money. So if you end up having the same problem, I hope you follow this video and I hope you have the same result and solution as I did. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a good day.